Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? We have a few things to talk about today, okay? And the first thing that I want to talk about is something of a little bit of a mystery that I'm still trying to figure out. Um, 4 years ago, a guy by the name of Dane Elkins, who is an engineering student and an internet personality, he was a content creator, he went missing. And this right here is his last social media post the day that he disappeared. And no one knows where he is, not even his parents. And, it's just kind of strange because I think he was onto something. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So they recruit you, right? And if you don't want to do whatever they want you to do, then they kill you.
New footage of Dane Elkins, the day he disappeared, his last social media post.
Yeah, I just think
He did one last Snapchat and told us that the government was after him and our family. That is when we knew something was really wrong.
On December 21st, 2020, Dane called his mom from the highway saying it wasn't safe to come home.
One of the last things Dane said to me was, "It's not safe, Mom. Your life is in danger, Mom. There's targets on you and there's more targets on Dad."
Police found Dane's car along a mountainous section of highway, a flat tire, his wallet, cell phone, and computer still inside.
He left everything traceable in his car.
Before he vanished, Elkins was a 21-year-old engineering student at UC Santa Cruz, a black belt in karate, and a racquetball champion, winning 23 junior national titles in both doubles and singles competition. His coach, Cliff Swain.
That was an amazing pleasure to work with him. True gentleman, amazing manners, super hard worker.
Off the court, the funny family guy making silly music videos with his siblings.
Freak me to freak my why. Need to freak my why.
His family meant everything to him. They weren't just his siblings, they were all his best friends.
But then the pandemic hit, forcing people into seclusion, and his mother noticed a change.
He would be laying in his bed all day, and then he would disappear into the night, left our house, and told us he was going to stay with friends, but he was actually living in his car.
It's a scenario which research suggests may be more common since the pandemic.
I interact with families all the time who have a loved one who's basically disappeared or partially disappeared. They're in touch occasionally.
Bethany Yeiser runs a nonprofit to help people with schizophrenia after her own psychotic episode and living homeless for 4 years.
I had a wonderful childhood growing up with a loving family, and I completely cut them off. I really believe if I hadn't been hospitalized for schizophrenia, I would have never gotten in touch with them again.
he asked what the watermelon drink was made out of. I said organic cane sugar and watermelon.
In Dane's case, there have been a series of reported sightings, first in Bakersfield, then Mojave, then Northern California, where a woman says she bought him food at this Taco Bell in Oakdale.
He was a younger gentleman, probably in his early 20s, nice looking, but a little scruffy because he'd been traveling on the road for a while. He was very polite and he said thank you and he was well spoken.
In April 2022, on the Santa Cruz Wharf, where a young mother and her son were approached by a man who looked like Dane.
He was super nice. He seemed a little scared of the government. So I gave him a $20 bill, and as I was leaving, I heard him order a water and taco.
Deborah Elkins is confident it was her son.
All the credible sightings, Dane accepted food and he was very polite and kind. And he specifically asked for bottled water, which he loves bottled cold water.
But in all these years, no verifiable photos or video and no contact from Dane. His mom now focused on building a following on social media in hopes the kindness of strangers will help find her son.
I am hoping everybody is keeping an eye out for him. and I hear about it in real time so I could get to him before he leaves the area. If you are able to take a discrete photo or video so we can identify him, that will be very helpful.
Dane's younger brother, Cody, now following in his brother's championed footsteps and hoping they'll get to play together one day.
I never stood a chance as a kid, but I'd like him to train for a couple months to play me and see what happens. It would be fun to play.
And it just makes me wonder, you know, because for those of us who go down rabbit holes and things like that, you know what I mean, like I do. So anyway, this next thing that I'm going to be talking about is a email that came in by a community member, and she said, "I've been watching your videos since you started doing videos." Oh my gosh, that was like 5 years ago. She said, "I absolutely love them, and I'm always looking for them if I miss one." She said, "I've been thinking, and I've come up with a solution for all the problems that we're facing as a country." Okay, here goes. "We need a team of super duper smart scientists that believe in doing the right thing. Or should I say the correct thing?" "Then we need a team of people who have a lot of common sense, and also a team of people that have manners and know how to behave at home and especially in the public." All of the team members must know what's right and wrong and be willing to always at least try to do the right thing no matter what. And then we will need the scientists to figure out how to program and reprogram every single person in the USA that needs this much needed help. It seems no one has a lick of common sense or a moral compass. This is what I've come up with since there's rumors of reprogramming folks. Yeah, I heard the same thing. What do you think? Do you have any suggestions? Well, you know what? I don't want to be reprogrammed if that's what you're, and I don't think anybody wants to be reprogrammed. You know what I mean? I mean, how do you rewire a brain? You can't. You know what I mean? And people are going to follow the rules, are going to follow the laws, whether, I mean, if they want to or if they don't, you know what I mean? It's just like, hey, we could try and sit here and figure out how people commit crimes, but if you don't have a criminal mindset, you're not going to be able to figure it out. You know what I mean? It's like, how does a police officer or a detective, how do they figure it out? You know what I mean? How do they put themselves in that mindset? It's like when I go down rabbit holes and I try and piece things together, it's like, taking a 1,000-piece puzzle and you're dumping it out on the dining room table, right? And you don't have, and you know how you'll take the box with the picture of the puzzle and you'll put it at the end of the table and you'll look back at it constantly to reference, okay, well, this piece looks like it could go here. Okay, so what you do is you start with the outer border and you put the outer border together first, and then you try and go about putting the rest of the pieces together. That's how I try and figure out how to put the pieces together when I'm going down a rabbit hole. And I'm guessing that's how, like, detectives try and go about it when they're trying to solve crimes and things like that. And it's really, it's difficult. It really truly is, because when you're trying to figure things out, you have to remember a lot of things get scoured, okay, off of the internet. So, because something was brought to my attention just yesterday, or no, it's 2 days ago, about Harris and Jussie Smollett. And I was like, whoa. So I had text messaged my husband because he was at work. And I said, Sean, let's talk about this, right? And he searched and I searched and we were looking. And he goes, I wouldn't doubt it if this was scoured off of the internet. And I said, you know, I was like, that's something that those sons of bitches would do. So, because it would have tarnished her image. So, you know, but yeah, that's how I go about when I'm down a rabbit hole, how I piece things together. So anyway, on reprogramming, you can't. There's no possible way. Unless, of course, you want to do the whole MK Ultra way, but that's just sick, twisted, and you know what I mean? Because that's how, if you were to go on and search the MK Ultra, because you know how 47, back when he was 45, he had unclassified all of that. And come to find out that a lot of our high profile criminals, Ted Kaczynski to be one of them, was a part of the MK Ultra. And they messed up his brain so bad that that's how he became what and who he became. Okay? It wasn't upon his own doing. No. There's quite a few of the serial, you know, that were a part of that. Yeah, look it up. So the next thing that is of interest is that this is what Chimney Rock, North Carolina looks like after Helene, okay? And since Helene hit, 46 announced $1 billion to Africa to rebuild homes that were destroyed by natural disasters. Thanks a bunch for that. 988 million to Ukraine. Thanks a whole bunch for that. And an estimated 600 million to Syria. Wow. You're so kind. So FEMA administrator said that there's no money to rebuild devastated areas after Helene for the victims here in America. Aren't you just the sweetest pie?
Lady, how are you? You doing good? Pretty good. You trucking today? You in the Jeep back there?
Yep.
Be careful, girl.
You too, hon.
Don't try.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, y'all be safe.
They got me in the raggedy.
You be safe. Good morning, everyone. We are pulling out again this morning with Operation Hilo. We are carrying out, I believe we have 28 this morning. 28 more families gonna sleep in a one bed tonight. This makes 155, number 155 campers going out up to Western North Carolina through Operation Hilo. If you're still looking to give or donate, this is an amazing organization. They are getting stuff done and getting people warm, getting them safe out of tents, and OperationHilo.org.
All right, so I got lights now. You're good. It wasn't plugged in real good. You're all on, dude.
And now I will leave you with this. Okay? If you will all stand for the national anthem at the Army-Navy game. Yes? End of your heart. Ciao.
Now, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem, performed today by the combined glee clubs of the United States Military Academy and the United States Naval Academy, under the direction of Connie Chase.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the
squirrel has faked its own death and then even staged a crime scene. All right, so in a clip that's gone viral, the rodent knocks over a broom. When it fails to land in a convincing position, the squirrel has a bit of a rethink, a forward roll, so it ends up under the broom. Looks pretty convincing for a devastating murder scene. And hang on, final flourish, the squirrel ending up with arms splayed and the murder weapon across its chest.